when you do monk mode, let's just call it what it is. It's a buffer against rejection, right?
Ooh.
And so basically, when you have monk mode, it's a guy that he isn't doing well in life, and he's being rejected by his peers as being respected. He's being rejected by women. He's being rejected by life. Life is getting hard, right? So he says, "I'm going to backward rationalize this biological need that I have to retract and go and hide in my cave with, hey, I just want to self improve, right? Self improvement is done all the time, right? And personally, I think that monk mode should be used to rest, right? For me, monk mode is like I got finished with a big project, um, or I got done with something important in my life. I got done, or I'm achieving a lot. And I'm starting to get burnt out. Let me take a week off and do nothing. Just work, do the bare minimum, relax, enjoy my sedations for a little bit, and then that to me is monk mode, because when you rest from achieving, you also get new perspective. You get to stand back, look at what you've made, and then you can change your course if you want to, and just relax, because we can't be pedal to the metal all the time, right? These success life gurus lie to you, right? Millionaires and billionaires, they make their money by 4 or 5 big decisions a year, and that's it. They don't like every day wake up and do their millionaire routine and all that. No, they wake up at 10 a.m. The CEO of my company, he would show up to work sometimes at 10 or 11 a.m., right? Because all he had to do was make 1 or 2 decisions that day, call, and check in on his higher level employees, and then that's it, right? He takes all the risk, and yeah. So to me, monk mode is just a buffer against rejection. You have a burden of performance. If you can't meet it, you're going to be homeless, right? So you have to meet it, and sometimes you do get burnt out. So instead of worrying about locking yourself away from the world in an effort to like heal from that rejection, just keep taking it on the chin, right? And then once you achieve something, then you reward yourself with a monk mode, which is like resting and just being away from people for a couple of days and enjoying video games or whatever you like to enjoy in your free time, and then you move on, right? So yeah, that's my thoughts on that. I'll tell you right now, man, the most amount of improvement you will ever do is fully socializing and being immersed in your life. I'm going to say that one more time. The most amount of improvement you'll ever do as a human being, because you are designed to cooperate and to make and to form networks, is by being fully immersed in your life, being so busy with not only work, but your social life, your fitness, your life problems. When you're in your life, you are fully invested in everything as much as you can. You're busy and you're tired, but you got to get up because you have to go to your son's piano recital or whatever, and you have to go to your daughter's ballet, but you got a date with this woman, and then you have work in the morning early, and then you got to stay a little late, and then you're doing content, like all these things coming together. You're going to realize you're going to become such much better human being, right, than just being by yourself all the time and hanging out on forums and how you can get extra 10 pounds on your deadlift, right? All those things are going to make you better. Focusing on one thing at a time, while yes, life will force you. The thing is, like, why do it voluntarily when life will force you anyway? You will get injured, meaning you will be forced into monk mode, right? You'll get hurt. You'll have a surgery where you can't do anything, right? You'll have a heartbreak where you'll be down for 2 months. You can't even, you'll be emotionally distraught. You'll have family deaths, right? You'll have a lot of things in your life that will take you away from your main focus and goals. Those are your monk modes, because life is going to give you your monk mode, and it's not going to be when you feel like it, and it's not going to be how you want it. So why make a monk mode when you don't need one? Life is like any day now. I could go to the doctor and like, hey, you need knee surgery because of the military. You're going to be out for a month. There's my monk mode. I can't do anything for a month. That's torture, right? So I'm going to have to accept that. Like, why would I do this to me on purpose, right? When I'm happier when I'm busy. Most men are happy when they're busy, right? Busy doing the things they want. So why would you take that away because someone on the internet said, hey, if you stop doing everything and focus on like lifting or girls, you'll do better at that thing. When I realized, like, hey, I'm when I'm busy, I'm happy. When I'm happy, I achieve. That's basically it. So that's my refutation of that.
Yeah, you know what? I like your answer, and I would like to comment that. Put that one back up.
Okay.
I understand exactly what he's saying. And this article I dropped in the private chat is come out by Ford, and it was under careers and leadership. And they basically skimmed off of some of the concepts and called it how to be highly productive by going into monk mode. I think we're actually talking about two different modes of what's going on here. When we say monk mode in our space, it came out of the growth of MGTOW, men going your own way. Would you agree with that, Nuke? Is that, I mean, that's really where it became prevalent.
Yeah.
And
It's men that have a trouble with a certain part of their life, and they
yeah,
wanted to double down and focus 100% of that on that part of
right,
their life.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not for everybody. Multitasking
It's
for some
lonely.
people is really difficult.
Yeah.
So some people actually have to do it. And if you actually read this article, it's kind of skimmed off of that stuff. It's skimmed off of, the 7 habits of highly effective people. And I got to hand it to the author. They kind of put it together and they used the term monk mode from our area, which, it gained popularity in the social media platforms, TikTok and Manosphere. They even acknowledged that. But yeah, they kind of frame it in career. Like you need to go in monk mode. I just don't like the term because people will use it as a cope and it becomes the prominent method of people using monk mode. But the principles of improving yourself, sometimes you have to go into what I would call demon mode for 48 hours to solve problems. Remember, the number one skill or the agency of a man, primary agency of man is problem solving. And sometimes you have to isolate yourself to get a different perspective. And then I'm gonna flop on that. You get enough social perspective, like Nuke is saying, and it changes your direction as well, and it can change it for the better. We grow from stress, and what do they call that when it's positive? It's eustress, right? We grow. It's just like a muscle. So I think you guys both have valid points. And Nuke is right on that. A lot of guys use it as a shield for rejection. Sometimes you need to back up and block some rejection so you can catch your breath, jump back in the arena.